Get ready for high-speed action, because we are kicking things off with some serious advice. Former Formula One driver Ralf Schumacher has issued blunt retirement advice to Lewis Hamilton, urging the Briton to vacate his cockpit and step away from the sport entirely. We dive into the intense dynamics surrounding this decision and what it means for the future of the championship. This is a major shakeup in the paddock, and you won't want to miss the details.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Next up, we look at the crucial standing of Max Verstappen in Formula One. Former Red Bull driver Mark Webber has outlined exactly why it is really important that Formula One holds onto Max Verstappen, amidst all the ongoing speculation about his future. We explore the incredible influence Verstappen has on the sport and why experts believe securing his place is vital for the entire Formula One landscape. Now we turn our attention to the Mercedes battle. George Russell has seen Mercedes teammate Kimi Antonelli steal his thunder since winning the opening race in 2026. We break down the nuanced picture surrounding Russell's championship chances as Antonelli starts writing history with a run of consecutive victories, and what this means for the Silver Arrows. And finally, we get the scoop on the evolving landscape of the sport. We hear from Nico Hulkenberg as he talks about the 2026 rules and Audi's fight in Formula One. Don't miss this deep dive into the technical changes and the intense competition brewing on the track. Stay with us, because this is the news you need to know. Former Formula One driver Ralf Schumacher has delivered blunt advice to Lewis Hamilton, urging him to retire from the sport amidst potential strategic shifts at Ferrari. Schumacher suggested that Hamilton should vacate his cockpit, concurrently advising the team to pivot towards Oliver Bearman as a potential partner for Charles Leclerc. This commentary follows a period of mixed results for Hamilton. The driver has not secured a Grand Prix victory since the British Grand Prix 2 seasons ago and experienced a challenging debut year with Ferrari, failing to achieve a season podium for the first time in his career. Hamilton has been significantly hampered by the SF25 car, which allowed Leclerc to secure more podiums and a pole position. However, the 2026 season has shown signs of improvement, with Hamilton achieving his first top-3 finish in red at Shanghai, narrowly finishing third behind Leclerc. Despite this positive step, Hamilton has faced setbacks, including finishing behind Leclerc in both the Japanese and Miami Grands Prix due to a post-race penalty. While Schumacher acknowledged that Hamilton is in a stronger position this year compared to the previous season, he, alongside fellow veteran Fernando Alonso, stressed the necessity of retirement. Schumacher stated, "Hamilton is in a better position again this year, but over the course of the season, he won't stand a chance against Leclerc. It's time to retire." And I have to say the same about Fernando Alonso. Hamilton and Alonso have had a wonderful time in Formula One, but now it's time for both of them to vacate their cockpits at the end of the year and give young people a chance. Schumacher expressed strong confidence in Oliver Bearman, noting that as a 4-year Academy member currently proving himself with Haas, Bearman is expected to provide a tougher challenge to Leclerc and potentially even challenge him. Schumacher concluded that Bearman is actually better in the current context, suggesting that despite lingering hopes for Hamilton to recapture past success, the current competitive landscape favors the younger driver. Formula One is reportedly urged to maintain its hold on Max Verstappen, according to former Red Bull driver Mark Webber, amid ongoing speculation regarding the Dutchman's future in the sport. Verstappen has recently appeared subdued since early 2026, grappling with both underperformance in the RB22 and personal reservations about the sport's new power unit regulations. The 4-time world champion has openly discussed his interests outside of Formula One, having begun competing in extracurricular sports car racing last year. This interest has intensified, with a slot at the 24 Hours of Nürburgring now secured in his schedule, necessitating a race date change to accommodate his participation, underscoring the significant influence Verstappen commands in motorsport. Speaking to Racing News 365, Webber emphasized the necessity of securing Verstappen's future within F1. Holistically, looking at the whole sport, when you've got someone like him, characters like Verstappen are what the sport needs, Webber stated. People switch on the TV because of Max Verstappen, and Liberty know that. Teams know that. He's important. Webber further stressed the importance of retaining Verstappen because he is elevating every driver in the field, asserting that continuous elevation is central to Formula One. Webber, who retired from F1 in 2013, is currently involved in the management team for Verstappen's 2025 title rival, Oscar Piastri. While acknowledging his own interests, Webber was unequivocal about Verstappen remaining in F1. However, he indicated that if the motivational stimuli decrease, especially considering his experience, Verstappen has earned the right to make personal choices. "I want Max to be in Formula One, of course," Webber confirmed. "But if the stimuli are decreasing for him, in conjunction with his experience, and I'm not saying for 1 minute he's losing motivation, but of course, it granularly drifts away, then he's earned the right to make choices." Webber concluded by noting that Verstappen's extensive trophy cabinet and consistent success provide him with ample options. Neu Dung Kai Tight. George Russell remains unfazed by Kimi Antonelli's dominant start to the Formula One 2026 season, despite the Italian teenager sweeping the initial races. Following Russell's pole win in Australia, he secured a victory in the opening race, beating Antonelli in a Mercedes 1-2 finish, signaling potential for the team. However, the narrative shifted 2 months later as Antonelli established himself as a formidable contender, securing pole in 3 consecutive races. This contrasted with Russell's results, which included 2nd, 4th, and 4th in China, Japan, and Miami, leading pundits to question his championship prospects. And the dip in performance was attributed to various factors. In Shanghai qualifying, Russell suffered a car stoppage in Q3, resulting in a compromised build-up and a second-place finish behind Antonelli. In Japan, a misjudged front wing setup cost Russell a spot on the grid. At Suzuka, both Mercedes cars struggled with poor getaways, though Russell managed to pass Antonelli and finish second behind Oscar Piastri, with Antonelli capitalizing on a subsequent safety car period to gain an advantage. And Miami proved to be a specific challenge for Russell, with Antonelli proving quicker in every session. Russell cited the low-grip tarmac at the track as a major impediment, noting that Kimi had taken pole while he finished P5. Russell acknowledged poor pace in the race, attributing the deficit to track conditions, and implemented drastic changes to his driving style and car settings in the final laps to improve the result. And despite trailing Antonelli by 20 points, Russell maintains a pragmatic outlook. He views Antonelli's momentum as strong, but acknowledges his own experience in managing championship swings. Team principal Toto Wolff expressed confidence, stating Russell is a killer who analyzes data, and emphasized that with 18 races remaining, there is ample opportunity to score points. Russell stated he is focused solely on returning to the podium, dismissing the current struggles as a one-off, and acknowledging the inherent variability of Formula One. And Canada represents a favorable terrain for Russell, recalling one of his 2025 Grand Prix wins. The circuit Gilles Villeneuve is seen as a potential turning point for his title campaign, should Antonelli's early momentum carry into the European leg of the season. For now, the competition remains tight, and the situation is deemed too early for significant alarm. In a significant update regarding Formula One regulations and the competitive landscape, Nico Hulkenberg has addressed the upcoming 2026 rules and the anticipated fight between Audi and the rest of the field. The discussion, featured in an interview titled, "If You Don't Like It, You Don't Have to Watch," provides an in-depth look at the strategic shifts expected for the sport. Hulkenberg analyzed the implications of the proposed 2026 regulations, which are set to reshape car design and performance expectations for the next era of Formula One. Furthermore, the conversation zeroed in on the intense rivalry brewing, specifically focusing on the expected battle between the Audi team and its competitors. The report details Hulkenberg's perspective on how these regulatory changes will impact team strategies, technological development, and ultimately, the on-track battles in the coming years. This segment is crucial for understanding the future trajectory of Formula One and the intense commercial and technical challenges facing the top teams.